All right, welcome everybody. Thank you guys all for coming. I know it's cold out there, so we appreciate you guys coming here today. A quick little bit of housekeeping before we get started. We will welcome the players in here. We'll introduce them here. They'll do a couple opening statements. Then we'll have them stand up for a quick photo op. Following that, we'll do a Q&A. After the Q&A is done, we'll bring them outside in front of the press backdrop. We'll do mixed media, one-on-ones, whatever you guys need. And so it's been exciting for me to be a part of a lot of these announcements. It's been a busy couple weeks, and today is going to be no different. So it is my distinct pleasure to reintroduce Christian Ramirez and Miguel Ibarra. All right, we'll start with an opening statement from Christian Ramirez.
Just glad this process is over. But really excited to be back and get to work and finally get to work with Coach Adrian Heath, who I've been looking forward to since the 2013 USL Final.
And me, just happy to be back home. And like I said it before, this is my home, and I'm just happy to be back in the cold.
I don't believe that. All right, and we'll take questions from the crowd now. Just raise your hand.
For both of you guys, when you first left, Miguel and Christian, as you went through the last couple of years, did you guys ever foresee this whole thing coming back together the way that it has?
No, I honestly didn't. I thought that was it. He went his way, and I stayed. And I told him when he came back that things had changed, that he has to adjust to how it became now. And I mean, he's seen the difference. We were across the street in the front office when he left, and now you got these fancy offices. So he sees the growth, and he's excited just as much as I am.
Just like you said, I have to adjust, and just happy to be back. We always talk about it, but just joking around. And now, now it's real. We're back together, and we're ready to get back to work.
One follow-up, just it's nice that it worked out. You guys get to be together. You get to be with a team you're familiar with, but both of you have been trying to get to MLS, I'm sure, for a very long time. Can you give us the feeling what it's like to finally realize that dream?
It's been a dream. Since I was little, I've always wanted to be in the MLS. So, it happened for me, but going to Mexico, and now I came back, and now I'm playing MLS. So now it's gonna be fun, just being able to play in front of family as well. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, I grew up watching the likes of Landon and Beckham at the Galaxy, and those are the reasons why I continue to play and strive to play at this level. So I'm excited. I know it's going to be a huge transition, and there'll be an adjustment period, but luckily I'll have this guy on my right to help me through that, and it's a blessing that Adrian's already been through the transition, and he's worked with other guys who moved up from the lower leagues, and they've been successful, so we're excited.
When did you guys first hear that a reunion for you guys here in Minnesota was possible, and what was your initial reaction to that?
Well, Miguel called me several times, and he's like, hey, it's happening. And then he called me and said, never mind, it's not. And I just told him to stop calling me until I heard something else from official. So he would tell me one day, and then at night he'd be like, oh, never mind, it's not going to happen. I'm going to stay, whatever. And yeah, once it finally happened, I didn't believe it until I told him I needed to pick him up at the airport.
Bienvenidos y felicitaciones a los dos. Gracias entonces por todo. Entonces el apoyo de la comunidad, claro, hispana es importante. De hablar de eso, de hecho de eso, ¿qué es importante lo que quieren hacer ustedes juntos?
Yo creo que para nosotros dos es un sueño realidad. Desde que estábamos chiquitos, yo creo que él también tiene el mismo de jugar en la MLS. Yo creo que para nosotros es guiar al equipo a ganar y a ser campeones. Yo creo que este año es un año muy importante, y creo que hemos aprendido mucho desde que entramos, y yo yendo a México también aprendí mucho y ahora ya estamos juntos otra vez para jugar para la MLS, entonces yo creo que nuestro objetivo va a ser ganar.
Oh, ¿en español? Oh, I mean, what Miguel said. I was just, I don't know. Your Spanish is really good now.
Let me just start off by asking the question in English. I apologize for that. The question was mostly what your thoughts are in terms of what your expectations are for the season, and most importantly, what are the type of contributions you can do collectively?
I mean, we're just going to focus on the task at hand, which is growing with the new teammates that are slowly arriving, and buying into what the coach has planned, because it's a new system, it's a new philosophy that he's bringing in. So we just need to do that first and foremost, and after that, I mean, things will fall into place. Have a good preseason, stay healthy, and it's going to be a whole new challenge and a whole new world. So we're going to be excited and hopefully bring that energy. And sometimes if things aren't going as planned, that energy will push us through those rough patches.
Obviously, Miguel, you went and played in Liga MX, but it's no secret that both of you have had suitors both in Mexico and in Major League Soccer. So when you're looking at being able to continue your careers in Minnesota, just how big of a factor was the expansion project into Major League Soccer as far as staying in Minnesota goes?
You want to answer? All right, I'll answer. I think it was a bit of a challenge. I mean, throughout the whole process, it was keeping an open mind, and I think I've always had the personality of not running away from a challenge. And you hear things about next year about what they're expecting us to win and stuff like that, and so that stuff is obviously motivating. But we know it's a tough task at hand, and we're excited for that challenge and to get after it. I mean, I can't wait till preseason starts.
Miguel, welcome back, first of all. You know, there's no doubt it's probably been a tough couple of years for you. You've seen 3 coaches. Didn't see much playing time this past year. What does this mean to you to be back not only on this team with your old teammate, but to a place where there's a whole bunch of fans that think very highly of you and have high expectations for you as well?
It just feels great to be back home. And like you said, I had three coaches back in Mexico, so that didn't help me very much. And I think this was the right move to make, to get back to where I was at. So just being back home over here just gets me motivated and makes me want to work. Having back with Christian, old teammates, just being in Minnesota again. I mean, this is where my whole career started. So just being back, I think it's a positive move for me. It's gonna help me out a lot.
Any more questions? All right, and now we'll do the photo. All right, thank you guys, and we'll bring Miguel and Christian and Manny Lagos outside for interviews as well.